you obviously played a lot in Brazil, so you probably practiced a lot in Brazil. How did your practicing ritual or the regimen of your practicing change once you got to a place like Musicians Institute, where you really, in order to get as much out of it as you should, you really got to practice hours and hours. How did it change for you from Brazil to LA?
In Brazil, I played music that I liked. I played in rock, heavy metal bands. That's what I was doing. And flirting a little bit with fusion, like because of Chicoria Electric Band and Frank Gambale. I was like, wow. And then Tribal Tech, Scott Henderson. I was like, wow, this guy's incredible.
Yeah.
13, 14, I was like, wow.
So those two guys are actually sort of a mixture of really rock, jazz, and fusion. So there was a way for you to go,
yeah, it was the bridge.
Yeah.
It was the bridge for me to like jazz.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have got into it. And it was a good time because then I moved here to go to a music school. And I was like, I figured, you know what? I'm a rock guy. I play all this crazy stuff, which is great. And I love being a band guy. You know, that's what we learned growing up. You know, Metallica, Ozzy, being the Ozzy guy, the Whitesnake guy, John Sykes and all that. That's what I wanted. But now I saw Frank Gambale and Scott Henderson. It just twisted my brain. And Alan Holdsworth. I'm like, okay, this is just too much, man. So I just focused on jazz in school.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? I wasn't
instead
a guy
of playing to your strengths,
no,
you went right to your weaknesses. You said this is something
100%.
Yeah.
At MI, I used the heavy metal and the rock LPWs to have a good time with the people that, you know, the friends and the teachers, Paul Hansen, and, you know, they were great. But I wasn't there to learn much because I already played that stuff well. I had a great, you know, good vibrato, bands. I had a good control of the instrument. You know what I mean? So
didn't you feel...
I had my own technique.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like, you've developed your technique for so many years. Your playing is probably crushing. Was it humbling to you to go back and try to play over 2-5-1 changes or do that? How did you deal with humbling yourself?
It was humiliating. Yeah, it was terrible. I felt really, regardless. I mean, this is an expensive music school. I'm not going there to just show off what I know. And some of the teachers humbled me. Like, I went straight to Scott Henderson. What do you want from a teacher when you meet them that you already know who they are? You want validation. So I go there to on a one-on-one. Everybody's waiting. And the first thing I played for him was like some of my two-hand licks. And he's like, dude, what are you doing? You want to learn. You can't even, you know, you gotta play the changes. You gotta play things in the moment. You gotta create in the moment every time. You don't come here, bring a lick, and try to play that every time. That's how I learned how to be in the moment and play things differently every single time.